Today we're going to talk about something that's very close to my heart, and that is the difference between archaeology and paleontology. There's a lot of confusion in the public between what the difference is. I think most of the confusion with the public has come from the fact that Dr. Jones and Dr. Grant wore similar hats in Indiana Jones and Jurassic Park. We'll put that aside for today, and I'll teach you a little bit about paleontology. Paleontology is the study of life through time, mostly fossils, fossil life through time. Archaeology is the study of hominid-related things and the excavation of hominid-related things. Something that might cause confusion is, say, like a fish bone. Maybe you have a fish bone that is in a fire pit in the center of a teepee ring that's been chewed on by humans and then it was thrown away into the fire pit. Well, that would be an archaeological artifact, whereas a fossil fish that's much older than hominids, had time to fossilize and everything, would be paleontology. These are some examples of paleontology. If you take anything home with you today, please know that dinosaurs, such as this dinosaur claw and this dinosaur skull, dinosaurs are paleontology. Archaeologists don't dig dinosaurs. So, dinosaur material, paleontology. Here's a fossil clam, really old fossil clam. This guy is paleontology. Old fossil coral, paleontology. This is a fossil fish, so this is paleontology. Let's go over to archaeology and see what their examples are.
Today we are going to learn all about archaeology. It's gonna be awesome. So Kristen, could you please tell me what archaeology is?
Yes, archaeology is the study of the material past that has to do directly with human beings. And so whether it's historic archaeology, which would be mostly European sites, some indigenous sites, but post-written record.
Oh.
Okay, and so these are modern things that you find. You find teacups, you find a lot of outhouses, you dig through privies. Then there is what has been classified as prehistoric archaeology or pre-colonial archaeology, we sometimes refer to it as, and that most often in North America refers to the indigenous past and sometimes the interactions between non-indigenous people and indigenous people. Indiana Jones, I think there's a couple of shots where you see him in a classroom,
yes.
But mostly Indiana Jones is a looter. He's not excavating, he's not doing research, he's out there stealing artifacts and then running from people trying to kill him or rocks trying to roll him over. So Indiana Jones is a looter. Archaeology doesn't always study human remains. I myself prefer not to work with human remains, so I study the past material culture. So I've been working in British Columbia on a single house pit and looking at the spatial organization and social interactions within the household. Household not being defined by property lines like we have it today, and so that's part of including that indigenous perspective is where does the home end and begin? And usually, using the greater landscape in that interpretation. And so this house at Bridge River, first of all, has about 14 discrete anthropomorphic floors. That means that these floors were created by humans. So just walking on the surface, you can find all these artifacts. This is made of quartzite.
Oh.
It's where geology comes in handy.
Yes.
And it is a bifacially reduced stone point. Okay?
This is archaeology.
This is archaeology. This is a piece of a stone pipe.
Oh.
This is a fragment of the stem of a stone pipe.
Neat.
This bag has a great example of different types of faunal remains that we find in the archaeological record. All of these over here, these are salmon bones.
Oh.
Or fish bones.
It's kind of sharp, so I would assume carnivore.
It is a carnivore. This is a dog tooth. Well, we handed it over to one of the band members who held it in her hand. And we were all, again, just so incredibly excited, and we waited, and she said it's a mourning figurine. And it is a mourning figurine for an infant girl that's been lost. And we thought, well, we were all moved, of course, by the moment, but one of the other things that you're thinking as you're looking at this is like, well, she's never seen it before. How does she know? I believe there's 2 or 3 figurines. They were made of wood rather than steatite, but they were nearly identical. And they were all associated with children's burials.
So we keep it wrapped up in this piece of buckskin, and that is at the band's request for how we treat it. She doesn't get left on a shelf. This is a strong cultural memory of an individual participant for them, and so we take good care of her. Okay, we keep her upstairs in the office, and we smudge her at least once a year. It's a big question. Who owns the past? All right.
The people who lived it.
Exactly. And so then we have this obligation to understand who those people are and include them in our research and include their ideas about the world, not just the way that we're seeing the world as we excavate. So yes, we don't own the past, they do. What is archaeology? Stone point,
Archaeology.
abraders,
Archaeology.
dinosaurs,
Paleontology.
yeah,
Antlers.
fish bones,
Archaeology.
deer bones,
Archaeology.
dog teeth,
Archaeology.
pipes,
Archaeology.
Australopithecus.
Archaeology.
Yes! Fossil archaeology.